Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here just to give you a little bit more inspiration for the Tonic Studios Craft Kit, and this one's number 20, and it's called Woodland Walk. So right there, I think that this kit is perfect for those masculine cards that we all struggle with. But let's look at what came in the kit. Now this kit is no longer... well, it may be. I'll check. If it's available, I will link it down below. So for the papers, you got classic grass green, a classic cardstock in tan brown, a mirror in rustic dust, another mirror card in flourishing green, pearlescent fresh mint, and then your specialty card green leaves, paper of yellow bamboo, and also oak wood grain. Now, again, you got your 6x6 pattern paper, which is Woodland Walk. It is double-sided, and I had just paged through that. You get a sample of the mica mist in wild olive, so it's like a greenish gold tint. Some wonderful sequins called Champagne Shine. Some crystal drops in caramel latte. Also, you got some dirty bronze crystal drop that's in the mini size. Another shimmer powder called Falling Leaves, and that's what that looks like. I tried to let you see what these colors will look like as I'm pulling all of this out. I love the vibrancy of Falling Leaves shimmer powder. Some jute baker's twine. As always, you get your sticker, and then these are the dies. Now, that big die there actually makes like a box, and then these are your stamps that go with it. Now, those triangle ones can go on to when you die cut those pieces. So I'm going to show you 3 cards, and I'm going to make the box. Learn from my mistakes in the box. Wait till you see when we get there. Okay. So for the first card, I cut a piece of the yellow, it's called bamboo, but to me it reminds me of a honeycomb. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I cut 3 small squares from the pattern paper. Now remember, they are double-sided, and they do coordinate with the papers, the specialty papers and regular cardstock that come with the kit. Vintage Photo is coming in, and I'm just inking around the edges. For me, this helps to frame them and give them just a little bit of dimension before I prop them up on my card. I am going to use some foam tape to prop these pieces up. Now, what I also did was, from black cardstock, I used the outline of the little ladybug die. So you have the inside and then you have the outer part, because you can stamp it. I just wanted the image of these little bugs, which are cute. Very cute. So I'm going to set these squares down. Not evenly, of course. Everything's got to be offset for me. And I'm just going to set the little ladybugs coming up, over and under and everywhere else on these squares. Now, again, if you stamp them, absolutely you can. You can color them and whatever else you would want to do. But again, I got a very strong masculine feel from this kit. So I figured by using the black cardstock, maybe they wouldn't think that they were ladybugs. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. I'm going to use a piece of scrap browned cardstock, and I'm going to use the word love from the stamp set. I'm going to stamp that down in the corner, and I'm going to use my Nuvo Fine Detail Gold and heat set that. I used one of my circle dies to cut it out. I'm going to real quick punch a hole at the top, and then I'm going to dig into my brads. I just want to make sure that I have that metal onto this card. Now, I just have a stash. I just keep filling these up as I find, and I still get these. I think brads are great. I think they add great dimension to a card. I think they're a great way to secure things to a card. I think they're a treasure that's lost. I'm just going to put some double-sided adhesive on top of that brad so that it doesn't turn. I'm not going to remove the backing on that. I will remove the backing, of course, on the double-sided foam piece that I used. Deciding where exactly I want this to sit. So I decided from that one, it kind of filled up the card. Just a little bit. I'm going to grab the caramel latte and I'm just going to put a dot on each one of these little guys. That one's going to be really small. Same with that one. I'm going to bend that back there. There we go. Again, just to give them some dimension as well. That was our first card. So our second card, absolutely in love with the wood grain texture on that specialty paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. There is a metallic feel to it. I'm using the pearlescent mint, and I cut a strip of that. Used my liquid adhesive to glue that down. And then I'm going to use some foam tape to set the bamboo specialty paper down also. Now, I know someone will ask, but that double-sided foam tape, I have no idea where I got that. It was a sheet, and I'm just cutting it up. I found it. I have no idea where I got that. I'm sorry. Someone's going to ask. So now that I have that set, I'm going to get my card base ready, and I will use my liquid adhesive to set this down. I do like to use now liquid adhesive is my mode of choice to put things together, but definitely for these because of all the texture that's on the paper. There is a lot going on there. I then also, just like with the ladybugs, I used the outside. I also did that with the dragonflies. So I cut 3 of those. I'm curling up the leaves, and I'm making sure they are set on the edge of the bamboo specialty paper. And I just have them going up the one side. So I'm turning them just a little bit, again, just to give it some difference. I will be using the sequins. Now, again, this still does have a masculine feel. And just because we put a sequin on does not mean it does not still look masculine. They very much do. But what I do like about the packet of sequins that come with this, they're 3 different sizes. There are multiple sizes sequins in there. Okay, so for card number 3, I fell in love with that paper, so I had to use the background again. Now, what I did was I took the die, and this is actually the base of the box, and that's all I wanted to be die cut. So I cut from one of the specialty papers, and now I'm just trimming it. I just want those edges cut back. And then I trimmed the tab that folds down. So I'm going to make sure that's scored. So now I'm going to take a piece of white cardstock, and I just want to get the basic image. So I'm going to use a pencil to trace this out there, and then I'm going to cut that. So this piece here doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to use my long shears because I can get a straight cut in one slice. Once I know that's done, now I'm going to put it up to this other piece. I want this to be smaller than that green. So I'm just trimming it I'm going to keep doing this a little bit. I don't know why I just didn't do it right the first time, but that's okay. I had this little circle. I did cut a circle from the panel that I made to show you what falling leaves looks like, but I decided against that. So I'm going to set, just putting glue on that piece that I folded over. I'm going to set this right in the center, but a little bit up. Thank God I lift that up because it was sticking, because of course glue comes out. I'm then going to take this piece and just put that right over the flap and make sure that it's not visible. Now, here's where the first mistake is. I should have heat embossed or embossed that piece before I put it in. Now, you see how they have that faint marks there? Yes, that's because what I was going to do is just use the love and put it all over. Well, here I crossed over, so I figured, all right, I'll clean it off and it'll be gone. No, that's the residue. So what I did was, I kind of liked it, so I went with it because I let it go. And then I stamped the love right in the center, and then I have to do a lot of cleaning here. Because of course, even though it doesn't matter how much powder you put down from your, whether you have the EK Success powder tool or the pouch, it's still going to go. It's still going to attach. I did use my Nuvo gold detail embossing powder, and I do really like the faded love in the background. I embraced it. Now, I needed to find a closure for this, so I made a bow, a double bow, out of the jute twine that came in the kit. I'm cleaning up the powder that I got all over the place because I didn't remember to emboss my sentiment before attaching it to my card design base, because that's what I do. I grabbed one of my glue dots, and I'm going to set that bow just below this piece, but the two bows are going to come up over it, even though I'm not realizing I'm off camera right here. It's actually going to hold it down. So the bow actually became my closure. I thought it was different. But again, I know it has a bow, but it still does have a masculine feel. I changed my mind on the green circle, as you can see as I throw it across my table. I'm going to grab the Dirty Bronze Nuvo drops, and I'm just going to put a few of those coming up the one side. Now, these do have a metallic sheen to them, which I think is great. And again, you can see, just pop that out, and it says love. Lift those down, put them back up, and it holds it down. So I think it was different. Okay, so here's where it gets fun. So the box. So you can see I did all of the die cutting. So I chose 3 of the center panels for the square areas. I die cut 3 silver heart charms and 3 gold heart charms and layered them on top of each other to make like a chipboard piece. I've cut some small pieces of vellum so that they can go in front of these windows that I've cut out. Now, I'm really speeding this up because I want you to see everything, but this did take me a while, and because of my fault, not for no other reason, my fault. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing to the other panel as well. Now, all throughout these pieces, there are score lines. Here's tip number 1. Fold all of your score lines before you go to put this together. So please write that down. And I know some of you are probably saying, well, duh, Des. Yeah, Des forgot. I like to put double layers on the tabs, and then I'm going to put lots of double-sided adhesive on the base of one of them, because these are actually going to fit in together. This piece does go together very well if you don't do what I do. So you can see I'm starting to remove the release paper even having a struggle with that, and then realizing, oh, I did not fold all my scores. So now I'm going to do this. Now, in my haste that I'm doing this, I am folding the paper the wrong way. So you see those triangles at the top of each of the squares? You want them to come out towards you. See how I have them pushed in? And then the centers underneath the triangle opening are coming towards you. You want to reverse that. You want to push those centers to the inside and have those triangles come out at you. All right? So now I'm going to put the two flaps. So this is what it does. It creates half of your octagon. So now I'm going to remove all of the adhesive here. I've already bent, again, I bent the wrong way. Once I have those pieces put together, they're the little tiny lips just come right together. I'm removing all of this because this is just going to go on the inside of the other one. And they just form right in together with each other. Have your bone folder close by so that you can hold on to the two ends and make sure that they're even and they don't slide out of shape. I do use my liquid adhesive when I put all of the sides together. Again, this is where I also have my bone folder close to me as well so that I can get into the inside and just go along that corner to make sure that the liquid adhesive is adhering. I do use my art glitter glue for this because it is fast setting. So you can see, here's where I realize, crud. Yes, I folded it completely the wrong way. So now I'm just trying to get those folds to go the opposite way of what I had them set. So remember, where the open triangle is, push that in towards the inside, where the triangle on the bottom should be coming out at you. Okay, so yeah, totally. This is very easy. This is the only thing that gave me difficult. And then with your fingers, it'll just literally fold together. So now you see that I'm putting a tea light, not a candle, tea light. We want no open flames inside this piece. So please note, no open flame. Use the battery operated tea lights. They work beautifully. Okay? Just need to make that note. So I found this gorgeous purple ribbon in my stash. I put that around it as well. I used the jute. I'm creating a bow, and I put the charms on there as well after I doubled up, so they're automatically sitting there. I'm going to use one of my glue dots and adhere this right onto the bow, and you'll have no problems adhering. So I'm going to turn out my lights, and you can see how the light shines through the little box. So this would be a cute centerpiece. And I bet you all are wondering, how did you get that out? I cut out the bottom. So what I did was I took my craft knife, holding the container, I poked a hole and kept turning it until it got bigger and bigger, and then I got my scissors in there and I was able to cut that around. Yeah, you all were thinking that, because that's when I thought about it. How am I going to get that tea light out? Because I didn't want to untie the bow. But it is very much an easy project to put together. I just made it more difficult. So I hope I gave you some inspiration using the Tonic Studios Craft Kit number 20. The Tonic Studios Craft Kit gives you many options. It is a subscription, and yes, the stamp and die set are exclusive to these kits, so they are not available for individual purchase. For more information, just look down below in the video description, and I will have that there for you to check out. If you have any questions or comments, I encourage you to leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I want to thank you so much for stopping by and watching today's video. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell because you don't want to miss the next video coming up. I hope everyone's having a great day. Take care, everyone. But always remember what's most important. Always be creative.